If you don't change the channel, this morning's guest will change you. You'll meet her coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Financial Insights off of Grissom Parkway in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on change. And we're visiting with Donna Tyson, a motivational speaker. Good morning, Donna.
Good to see you again.
It is great to see you, and a real opportunity to get in. What about this place, Financial Insights?
I'm loving this place.
This is great. Yeah, and
it would inspire me to invest.
And of course, they're easy location here, right between 44th and 38th Avenue here on Mayfair Street, looking out on Grissom. I think First Presbyterian Church is going to be across the street when they complete its new facility.
I love it. Well, this is beautiful.
It really is. Yeah, they got a beautiful setup here. And thank you for getting in early on a Thursday morning.
I'm a morning person. I love being here with you.
This has been a week of change. We kicked off the week with Harry Turner, and then had Muriel O'Toole with us yesterday and the day before. Tomorrow we've got John Bonsignor, who's a fascinating guy, coming in to talk about the Grand Strand Opera, the Horry County Opera Club, a lot going on. Of course, the excitement of getting you in. It's been almost a year and a half, maybe.
Long time.
It has been.
Lots of changes.
A lot of changes. That's a good way.
That
was a good segue in. Absolutely. And of course, very exciting that recently you were speaking with a group, and I saw their big newsletter that went out highlighting not only the standing ovation that you got at the end of the talk about change, but I thought, what better opportunity than to get you in right on the heels of that.
Thank you so much. I'm back doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I miss the Red Bow. I miss all of our patrons so much. But I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing in life, and I'm back speaking full time, and I've been very blessed in it.
Absolutely, Don. Obviously, a lot of viewers may not. When you say the Red Bow, you're talking about a place you operated for a while.
Right. We had the Red Bow, gives coffee and tea.
Sure.
And had that for 18 months, right across from the pavilion.
Right.
And closed it up, and miss our people so much.
Yeah.
I'm seeing lots of other coffee shops close up all up and down the Grand Strand. So I think we were just the first of several.
A lot of change happening down in that area, of course, with the pavilion shutting down, and surely a lot of things that planned on happening around there have been postponed. And surely, Libby Faulkner was with us a week before last.
Their new building, she's so excited about this summer.
A lot of change is going to take place with Libby and a lot of folks that are looking for a home in the Myrtle Beach area. So
I think that'll be a blessing for our area. I really do.
It will be. Street Reach has got a lot going on. Yeah. What about what actually got you down here, Donna? What had prompted you to make Myrtle Beach home? You've got some family in this area, is that right?
I do. My mom lives in Surfside, just a couple blocks away, and that is the reason I'm still here at the beach, is so I can be near her. Plus my morning ritual. I go to sunrise every morning in Surfside and watch the sunrise and do my devotions there, and that's my time to center and be reminded of a new day. And that's really what drew me here to the beach. I had several crises in my life. My father had passed. My best friend had died of cancer. I had some serious health issues, and just kind of had the wind taken out of my sails, and thought I was going to come here to the beach and slow my life down, read Annie Moore Lindbergh books and write a book and slow my speaking down, and ended up opening the coffee shop.
Right.
Thinking that this would be a great little pastime.
A little side business.
Sidekick. And I ended up working there 12 to 15 hours a day, 6 days a week. Hardest job. Hardest job I've ever done in my life. And but learned great lessons. And I'm very, very grateful for that chapter and everything that I learned and the people that I met. It's an integral part of who I am now, and my memories of the beach here. So I wouldn't change it now in hindsight, but it was a difficult chapter.
Absolutely. Well, I know those things. I think back to little things like Better Blue, that bottled water that I kicked off a few years ago, and the difficulty of launching something and promoting it big. And then now when folks say, well, can I get some Better Blue? And I thought, well, I had to stop that. And that's a tough thing to do at times, talking about something you've started and promote big and get out there, and then to end it. It's tough for the folks who loved it. I mean, it was an amazing natural spring water, much like your amazing gifts, coffee, and tea there. So.
And I'm still amazed to this day how many people, we've been closed for over a year,
right.
And people still come up and talk about the Red Bow and missing it. And I never go in a coffee shop that I don't get this sensation of wanting to get behind the counter.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. That's right.
Offer them coffee or cream.
And I'm sure they'd be thrilled if you did. Yeah. Oh, that'd be great.
I have to fight that urge
yeah.
To jump back in. But it was a good thing. And again, I really have come to understand that life is in chapters. Mm-hmm. And, we can glean lessons from everything that we go through. Mm-hmm. And it can be stressful at the time, but it can also be an incredible character builder.
Yes, yes. Boy, a lot of words that start with a C there, talking about chapters, character, and change.
How about that? I didn't
and that's
know.
Not
I might
the,
have a new seminar.
That's right. And that's not the C, which I think is courage. Is that right? Is that the big C that kicks off change?
What I try to do is whenever I do a seminar, I try to develop an acrostic so that long after people forget who the speaker was, if they forget my name or where I'm from, I know I did a good job if on the way home they can remember the acrostic and remember the key points of the talk. And so change was courage for the C, the H was health, the A was an awareness of other people, the N was that there be new resources, the G that goals be redefined, and the E that there be a spirit of enthusiasm as you go through the change. And that enables me, no matter if I have 30 minutes or if I have a 5-hour seminar on the same topic, to be able to cover those key points.
Well, obviously, a lot of folks pay big bucks to come hear you speak and hear those things. This is a free morning community affairs show. So
you just think it's free. You wait till that coffee bill comes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. We'll see that. Yes, absolutely. That's since folks are oftentimes paying for seminars like that, I sure don't want you to let out all the secrets, but would you be willing to share? We've got 15 or 20 minutes maybe to highlight, just to break that down, because that is a great piece. And, of course, Muriel was with us yesterday and the day before, and she had some very interesting, and obviously, she's a motivational, in many ways, a real go-getter, and much like yourself. But at the same time, that was not something we talked about much the last 2 days. Change is a great breakdown how you'd get into it. And what's that like for you? And of course, you're traveling all over the place. If someone wanted to learn about you, you've got, if a viewer needed to get off now and can't hear you talk about change now,
go to the website.
Okay.
www.drtyson.com.
Okay.
Looks like Dr. Tyson or Dirty Son. It just depends on what kind of mood you're in.
Yeah.
And
Dirty Son.
Yeah. So they're on the website. They can certainly get contact information on it.
Dr. Tyson, Tyson.com. Good.
Yes. So, and change actually is one of the biggest topics that we're dealing with. I think I was telling you some of the organizations that we're dealing with now. We're working with banks, with hospitals, with convenience stores, with personnel service owners. There's just every group goes through change. And this is a seminar that can be tailored to whatever the change is that you're facing, whether it's economic or staffing or health or people that have lost a loved one. I think one of the biggest emotional issues when people go through change is the fear of the unknown. And that's where the courage comes from, is to have the courage to really look inside and say, what am I afraid of here? Why is this having such an impact in my life? Is it because I finally learned how to handle the stress and the schedule and the resources that are there now, and I have to learn something new and I don't have the energy to do that? But it typically comes to a fear of something. And so to have the courage to look in the mirror and say, am I part of the problem or am I part of the solution? Because change creates a crossroads where you have to make a decision to either buy in or buy out. And the Chinese have a symbol for crisis. It's the exact same symbol they use for opportunity. And the Chinese define crisis as an opportunity riding a strong wind. And so my goal is to get people to just stop the hustle and bustle for a moment, look at the changes that are in their life, like a modern day version of the Serenity Prayer. What things can I control and what things can I not control? And if I can't control it, how am I going to deal with it? And I think that really does take courage to do that. So. One of my favorite examples, and you just got to jump in there.
No,
I
was trying to think, do we break Donna's train of thought when and of course, you oftentimes have to face that people are asking questions in the audience,
Sure.
or I'm sure over if it's a 5-hour thing, and you've got, how many letters are in change? Is that 6 letters? That's 5 letters. Yeah. Is that 5?
Yeah,
6 letters.
Yeah.
Oh my, we're having trouble at 7 a.m. and you've been out on the beach early this morning for your sunrise. But on 6 letters, when you're breaking that down, I mean, you're oftentimes folks are jumping in. My thoughts are, how does Donna come up with all this? How does this come to her? How do you and the group at Dr. Tyson come up with all these great ideas?
I really just take everyday life situations.
Yeah.
I really do. On any given morning when I'm doing my centering and meditations and devotions, I can come up with tons of ideas for other seminars.
Right.
And I just look at where people's biggest stress issues are coming from.
Right.
So the resources are endless. It's putting together a seminar that has enough substance. And there's a lot of background study that has to go into it once you come up with the concept.
But so many tremendous topics. If someone visits drtyson.com and looks at topics, or I can't remember the word for that on your website, different presentations, they'll see so many tremendous ones of positive attitude and obviously life-changing events. I can't even remember. There were a ton of them.
Serve with Love is the new
Serve
one.
with Love, okay.
And that's directly from the Red Bow, the whole concept from the Red Bow.
Right.
It didn't matter if you were selling $1 million pieces of real estate or serving $1 cup of coffee.
Sure.
It is the heart that you use when you connect with the people that makes the difference.
That's great. You've also got a products. Click on for products.
Yeah,
there are a lot of
Red Bow
books that you've done, as well as the Red Bow book.
Yeah,
That's right. That's
still
right.
Loving that.
That is a great.
Awesome.
We've got a copy, and actually, it's in my bedroom. But Emma Claire accesses it. I can't say there's so many things she turns to. I'd like to say she's reading that on a regular basis. I can't say it at 7 a.m. on a Thursday morning, but
it'll
she
be
is
a secret weapon when you need
yeah,
it.
absolutely. I think we can pull that out. I think as soon as she's able to read a little more, she'll get a lot more out of that.
Well, if you want me to get through the rest, I have to move to the second
good.
letter.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Courage was the C.
Right, yes.
The H was health.
Yeah.
And when I speak health, I really speak of total health, the mind, body, spirit connection. And that's documented and proven. Era 1 medicine was if you had a hurt, put a medicine on it and a Band-Aid. And then we started to realize that there was more involved in people healing. People healed at different paces, even though they had the same treatment. And that a lot of it had to do with their mental thoughts and their attitude. And then Era 3 medicine is all about what their spiritual belief is. Do they believe they're sick for a reason? Do they believe in God? Do they believe in prayers? And that's been documented and proven the power that has. So when you go through change, a big part of it is looking at where you are health-wise. And for me, when I go through change, I tend to get very committed into the process and deprioritize health issues. And I don't necessarily do that right. And you end up with high blood pressure and insomnia and indigestion and migraine headaches.
Right.
And those are all signs that you're going through change and maybe not dealing with it in a positive way. It's your body screaming out for you to pay attention. So we really encourage people to take time to look at the 6 spokes in another seminar, the Life's Balance Wheel.
Yes.
Career, social, physical, financial, spiritual, and emotional.
Say that again. Career,
social, physical, financial, spiritual, and emotional. Because most all of our energy is directed in one of those arenas. And typically when we go through change, a couple of those areas get a lot of our attention and the others don't. And that's where we lose our balance.
And that really, the ones that aren't are really pulling down the good ones. It's kind of like taking good money and putting it into bad.
Absolutely.